Okay, so I'm going to show you some basics about Google Forms. In your Google Drive, you'll go to More, Google Forms, and then you can do a blank form or from a template. I'm going to do a blank form for the purposes of this tutorial. So whenever you change the title of the form, it will automatically change the name of the form over there. So I'm going to call this example form. So you'll notice that if I click up here, it automatically will change that title for me. Please fill out completely. This is where you can put in a little description for your form. Over here are going to be your options. So in settings right here, you can tell it that you want to collect email addresses. If you want the respondent to get a receipt of the form, you can click this only if they request it, or if you always want them to get a receipt, you can click that. You can limit it to one response. If you're going to do anything out of FISD, you're going to be sharing the form with, parents or anybody who's not in our Frisco ISD domain, you're going to want to make sure that you unclick this so that anyone can click on it. Down here you have options. Do you want them to be able to edit it? Do you want the respondents to see a summary? Like, do you want, the kids to see who's picked what answers, etc. Over here, you can, if it's got a lot of questions, you might want to show a progress bar. If for some reason you want to shuffle the questions, you can do that here. And then here you can change your confirmation message. It'll just say your response has been recorded unless you put in something otherwise. And then over here is where you go to make the form a quiz. So when you click this is going to give you all the options for a quiz. Okay, so those are kind of your general things there. Now you'll notice if you collect email addresses, it will automatically put this in. Now if I leave my email option to just FISD, collect email addresses, then that goes away because it's assuming everyone in your domain will be logged into their FISD account when they click on the form, and it'll automatically pull in their email address. So just know that if you want people outside of it, you're going to have to unclick that, and then if you want to collect email responses, you have to make sure that that's clicked, and then it will provide that as the first option right there. So just a quick thing about forms: whenever you go to create your questions, over here you have all the different types. So you have short answer, paragraph, multiple choice. Checkboxes allows you to check multiple items, whereas multiple choice they can only pick one. A drop-down menu, you can fill in drop-down things. There is this feature now where people can upload files. So if you want them to upload an image or some other type of file, you can do that. There's scales, a multiple choice grid, a checkbox grid, date and time, etc. Okay. The other thing that you can do is when you are typing in your information here, you can make the question required, which means that the respondents have to answer that question before they can move on. Some other options here are you can shuffle the option order. You can go to a section based on answer, which I think we're going to cover later. Or you can create a description, which this right here is really helpful if you want them to, maybe you want them to respond to this, please type your phone number, in this, if you want them to do a certain format. Then you can put that there, so when they're putting in their answer, they have that option. Okay, some of the other things that you'll want to know is once you're done with your form, you're going to want to click on this create the spreadsheet option right here, and this will create a spreadsheet in your Google Drive where all of those responses will live. You'll also be able to see them here. When you share your form, you want to make sure and click this preview link, and you'll know that you're sharing your form because it'll look like a form that you fill out, and it'll also say up here, view form. That's really important. You want to make sure that that view form is there because this is the link you want to share. You are not sharing this link unless you are adding collaborators. So if you want to share it with people, you can come over here and you can add collaborators this way. So let's say I want, Stroot to be able to access this form and make changes. I would then just click send, and it would notify her, hey, this form has been shared with you. Just a note, if you also make a spreadsheet, you'll want to make sure that you share the spreadsheet with the person that you're sharing the form with. These are two separate entities, the form and the spreadsheet. So you want to make sure that you add collaborators on both of those, okay? So that's kind of your basics for Google Forms.